be on it to a point where, okay, Yati, that's enough. That's enough. So I'm still learning that, and that's only because I take pride in what I do. I do take what I do seriously, and that's not to say that others don't. You got to understand it from my standpoint. I am getting a second chance at my first love, and it's deeper than just hair for me. It's also about empowerment. It's about the lives that I touch. It's about the relationships that I currently have and am building. It's about the people that God puts across my path. So I don't take that lightly.
I just wanted to add what I also appreciate. I think why I'm willing to jump into new styles with you, not only because I do feel like you're going to do better than you expect yourself to, but I know that my main core thing is my hair will be intact. Whatever you try, right? You're not gonna try something that could damage my hair. Okay, you might try a style that, okay, could it be better? Okay, maybe. But I'm not gonna walk out looking crazy. And I'm cool with that.
You cool with that? Okay. But I circle back around to the lock extensions because as a professional, I felt some type of way about the gentleman's hair. I was so disappointed and hurt because he came in with one expectations that I could get my hair retwist and I can get this style. And I'm like, I can't do this, nor am I going to style your hair knowing that these locks are not intact. They're not intact. So this is what I ended up doing. I coached him through the situation as a life coach. I coached him through the situation and I talked to him. I said, hey, these are your options. And if you choose this option, I can ensure that your foundation is laid and I can help you get to where you want to be if you stick with me. I will help you get there. And I also had references to share, proof to share because I had images. I had pictures when my clients started to where they are, not just with locks, but also with natural hairstyles as well. So I showed him, but it takes two of us working together in order for you to achieve this. So yes, I can do the work, but if you aren't working with me and coming back to see me, then there's only so much that I can do with that. So he opted to have his locks redone. So and this is another thing that I did. My locks, my starter locks start at $195. They start at $195. So he was paying for a retwist, which is starting at $135. So I told him, I said, this is what we'll do. Because like I said, I felt bad about his experience. So I said, this is what we can do. I'll restart your locks for the price you're going to pay for lock retwist.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll set your grid up. We'll go through this process. And we'll call it that. He said, okay. So this is the other thing. He had an idea of what he wanted in terms of size. But when I got into starting to lay out his foundation, I noticed that he had a scar in the back of his head where a little bit of hair was missing. And most boys, they either playing sports or something along that lines. Some of them, I ain't gonna say most, some of them has had a head injury of some sort. You know, where they got a nick here, a nick there, and the hair doesn't grow there. So when I saw that, I said, this is going to dictate the size and how we go from there in terms of laying out your pattern. So with that, I created the size. I showed it to him, which it was close to what he wanted, just a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And the only reason being, we were able to utilize the hair around it to ensure that hide it and ensure that as that lock grows, it's going to have the support that it needs.
And make sure I'm following. So basically, he came in for a retwist.
He came in for a retwist.
And you kind of had to start him over.
I started him over.
Wow.
That's with his permission to start over.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that, and I broke it down. I explained it to him. This is where education comes in. This is where, like my mentor told me, consulting comes in. Though he was doing a lock retwist and I did do a consultation with him, I take ownership and not asking if there was a lock extension, which that might be something I might need to ask if I'm seeing a client for the first time. Yeah. But because it was so consistent with his hair, even though I was looking at it, I didn't see the breaks right away, which means, and I take ownership, maybe I didn't examine it super close, you know. But once I got into the shampoo bowl, and I was like, okay. Yeah. So with this scenario, I learned some additional things that I can carry into lock retwist on first time clients. But most of my clients, I've seen them. Right. I've been in communication with them. Right. So I pretty much know them. It's with the first time clients, a lock retwist, that this would come into play, or clients just in general who may come by and have questions, because I do provide information for those clients as well. So be that as it may, we started them. That scenario dictated the size, and from there we built his foundation.
That's great.
And I included him in throughout the process. We got the okay, the thumbs up, the nods throughout the process. And when he was finished, I presume, though he might have been a little disappointed, I know his confidence level went up, because now he knows what he's working with. He saw that we solved a challenge that we both had, because I was included in the process, a challenge that he had. We solved it. Now he's on his way. Yeah. And he doesn't have to worry about that, especially with the new ones growing. And we did do cone cores on him, because after cutting out his old locks and restarting him, he didn't have enough to do 2-strand twists. Okay. And they look how he envisioned them to look versus how they would have looked had we done them. Yeah. So I want to share that with y'all, but it was a challenge. I was upset and disappointed. I was hurt in some instances as a professional, how he was treated, but also disappointed and hurt because he had an expectation and he left with something totally different. Yeah. Though his foundation is solid, and he'll be able to achieve what he wants sooner rather than later. Yeah. And he's going to be okay with it.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful, because he clearly wanted his locks again. And he did. And plus, he's still left with the opportunity to basically start it with a better foundation. And plus, that expectation, unfortunately, was not for you to meet, because he went to somebody else. And now he gets to work with you now, Right. And now his expectations will be met because of who you are.
And I can only meet the expectations if I'm the stylist in the job, And that's one thing that I shared with him. Hey, you stick with me. Yeah. I can get you where you want to be. Yeah. And I promise you that.
And I think what would have been a sad story would have been, he didn't find a stylist. His hair was falling out, and he just had to cut his hair because Right. But the fact that he was able to find you and still
and that situation happened on my watch, and I was able to, Absolutely. So that's why I say it's more than just hair to me. I even expressed to him how it made me feel, and I know he. At some points during the process, he was looking at me like,
"Are you okay?"
Yeah. Because I just and I have to mind that, because when I was going through his hair, I was like, "Man, this is really not." And I was minding what was coming out of my mouth. Good, he couldn't see my facial expressions because he was pointed forward versus watching me during the process, but. that really hurts because there are people out there that know they can't perform the job for whatever reason. They just in it to reap the benefits of. Yeah, and I'm just gonna see the benefits, and the benefits could be financially, could be to update Instagram views, to get a picture, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. So it really is.
Yeah.
The most trusted name in barbering natural hair with care.
Absolutely.
So
real quick, it actually makes you think about when I had loose curls and I was not doing the best of things.
Oh,
and
God.
will come and my hair be tangled and yes.
Yeah.
She was
I
like, how about next time you just come and
let me take it. And you know what, y'all? I do have another client, it's a male client of mine, has really, really, really long hair. And he actually comes to me. He'll wear his style. Like, take for instance, he just recently got his hair done 2 weeks ago.
That's great.
And the last time he came to see me was back in May.
Oh, God.
He had box braids. He still had those box braids up. But he came back to me to have me take them down.
Yeah.
And I redid his hair. Now, he didn't have it. He had quite a bit of shedding.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to the point where you can see his hair.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. Meaning, okay, now you got the spot here. No. But I was able to take his hair down, take my time, go through it, and get him back right for the next go round. But he's another one that comes and allows me to take his hair down, shampoo it, and then redo it again. And of course, he had box braids that time. We did cornrows, and the parting was in such a manner that we weren't doing the same permanent parting. You with your center part.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it, you all. Thank you all for tuning in. If you are catching this on the replay, we greatly appreciate you taking time out of this broadcast. If there's something that you've gleaned from this particular broadcast, I hope that you can take it and utilize it. Do share. I think we've dropped quite a few gems in this. Mm-hmm. One about being in communication with your stylist. From a professional standpoint, this experience has taught me to go a little bit more in depth when it comes down to new clients who are coming in, especially for that type of lock extension service. It was the first time that I experienced that. So it's a learning lesson for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful that I was able to come up with a solution for the gentleman, and he walked away feeling empowered. Even though I'm sure he had an expectation of what he wanted with that style, but delayed, not denied. So he might not be able to get it right now, but in about a year, he's going to be able to get that and some. So I just want to thank you all for following this lock journey. We're coming up on the year very shortly.
Yes.
She's coming along. Do follow if you aren't following. I'm working to provide more content and just do more to bring value, bring more information, and just share what it is that I know. To provide you with that information. If there's something that you would like for me to share or would like for me to discuss, talk about, just DM me, put it in the comments, and we'll do our best to make it happen. But that's all I have. T-shirts can be found at realrootsapparel.com. Scan the QR code if it's on the YouTube channel. The book can be found on Amazon.com for ease of use, ease of access. You can scan the QR code or just click the link in my bio. It'll take you directly to it. If you have Amazon Prime, once again, you'll get it in 2 days. And remember, I'm an award-winning author. You see that seal. If you already have the book and you would like to have the seal for your book and or like to have your book signed, just DM me. We'll work out the details and I'll get it signed and get you the seal as well. That's all we have. We're going to call it. See you next time. And as I always close out, remember to embrace your natural hair and celebrate your real roots with Real Roots Love and Real Roots Pride. All right. See y'all next time. And once again, thank you to our replay viewers for taking time out of your day to replay this broadcast. And until the next lock retwist, enjoy.